Hello there. Good evening, or good afternoon, or good night, wherever you're from right now. I look high as shit. Am I a stoner right now? Editor, zoom in. I am not high. I did not do anything. I don't even touch a drug besides Advil. Don't you ever say that in the comments again. I'll backslap you, alright? I'll give you $5 and then I'll backslap you. You better get more gold and send it my way. However, lock it in, settle down, fully hydrated, fully stimulated, alright? Fully projected, fully erected. Not that type of video. In Minecraft, of course, settle down. We're just joking. YouTube, don't ban us. Let's get a little hydration in. Today was a beautiful day. We had a salad, and we had some wontons. Pretty good with a little Asian sauce. Not too bad, just a couple. However, crazy news. So, I wasn't even going to make a video about anything like, going over Wowhead stuff. This is going to be one of those chill videos I was going to make today, where we're going to walk around Azeroth, maybe talk about, the state of, Phase 3 overall, content in general. But then something landed on my table. So last night, or yesterday, if you remember, I made that post on Twitter, hitting up Aggrend, saying, talking about Paladins and stuff, talking about Divine Storm, Seal of Command, and he responded. But then he responded as well in the Discord. We were talking in the Paladin Discord and, having a great conversation. A lot of people were, discussing many things that could be better for Paladins overall. And he responded in the Discord, and it's really cool to see him being active with the community. I really love that a lot, because that's what it's all about. Him, reaching out to, different classes, different specs, and, wanting to help and wanting to get an understanding. And, that's better data for Blizzard, because, like, them understanding, where we come from, I love that. And, that personal connection, Aggrend, I'll shake your hand right now. Just put it to the screen, player. I'll dab you up as well. Much love to you. Someone get that man a present, for sure. However, yeah, and then something happened along the way where we're going to go in, editor, clip it out. You better ship it and clip it, or I'll beat the All right, settle down. He's fine. Don't worry. He's not tied to the chair. So something happened today where the Reddits were going crazy. And they started, I guess, posting screenshots from the Discord, from the conversations, which he mentioned in the Discords to, not take a screenshot of this because, like, it gets his bosses upset. And, like, listen, guys, let's not try to get Aggrend, the homie, upset here. What he's doing to help us out, giving us, the insider scoop, talking to us, trying to help us out and understand things, what we need, or what we would like, fixing for certain classes in SOD. That's cool, Keep that on the DL. He's trying to help out the homies. He's a homie himself. So chill out, guys. Let's not always do this. But you know how the internet's going to be. If they see something, they're going to leak it, no matter what it is. It's just human nature. They can't help themselves. You can't even tell these people a secret. They won't take it to the grave. So, you know what? They're not locked in. They're locked out, as a matter of fact. And they're on high alert, as most importantly. However, they talk about an article today. Blizzard talks Paladins, class balancing, and hope. Season of Discovery. And I look at the article. I'm glimpsing in it real quick. I also looked at the Discord last night because people were DMing me. They're like, yo, Tello, Aggrend mentioned you. But he didn't call you Tello. And I zoom in on the blue post. Hold on. Go up higher, editor. Don't piss me off. Jello? Jello? That's not my name. It's L.O.J. Tello. Or Tello. You fucking called me Jello! Aggrend! No! However, yeah, so I guess I'm Jello now. We'll zoom out a little bit. Sorry, I know that's in front of your face like a grandma looking at coupons at a shop, right? However, yeah, there was a lot of posts. There's screenshots, like, from Reddit. I'll put this here if you guys want to see that. It's like, stuff from the Discord. I mean, listen, if you guys want to check it out, by all means, it's already out there. Somebody leaked it. It is what it is. But let's go over the statements together as a community. Everybody that represents, the Tello Nation, the Hydration Nation, the Locked It In culture, and let's talk about it. So, Blizzard, this is not what I said, but what I'll give you is that my reply to Jello was not good, straight up. I'll own it when I communicate poorly. Got some stuff coming that should make you guys happy, though. If it doesn't, well, let me know, I suppose. Anyway, this is from Aggrend, by the way, and no hate to the man. He is, killing it over there. And Aggrend, if you're seeing this video, and I appreciate, you actually tuning into the content. I know we follow each other now. Much love to you, partner. All love from this end, from one Paladin to another. Anyway, I'm sure this is going to get screenshot and put on Reddit, because it always does. And, he was right. But what I think I was trying and failed to say to Jello was that we're in a weird spot with these level up phases, and we were trying to move so fast with a relatively small team, and I understand. And sometimes we just have to we have to just let stuff lie for a bit, even if we don't like it. Don't stutter, Tello. I was agreeing with him and saying that I really don't want a Seal Command playstyle to be on par with Martyr, but I'm just not sure when we'd be able to move the needle enough for it to be satisfying. That's a hard thing to say on Twitter, but I feel bad about the tone of my reply, so trying to be a bit more real here for now. And listen, before I even continue, homie, I never took it um, any offense or anything to it. I didn't even. It was a shot in the dark me saying that tweet. So like when I shot the tweet out, I was like, you know what, maybe replies. You know, it'd just be cool to get an insight. But at the end of the day, I'm super appreciative of the experience I've had in Season Discovery, the people that have came to the channel and supported the boy and come to the Twitch and just WoW in general. This has been the best time of Season of Discovery. I will say that. Are there problems? Of course there is. Not everything's always going to be perfect. There's always going to be flaws, but at least we get to discuss these flaws from devs to the community, and that's what makes a great system of having strong community support and strong developer response, and that's what keeps your game alive, and that's what keeps your game going, and that's what we need more in a lot of games in general. So let's continue here. In general, I think we really want to get to 60 and get all the runes out, and then we can actually sit down when everyone has all the cards on the table and start making larger moves to truly solidify things. Spending enormous time turning individual knobs to get every playstyle amongst every spec perfect, every level up phase is time consuming, and we have to we always have to weigh where we are spending our time when the content is coming this fast. I understand that. That said, we are working on our first truly beefed set of phase 3 changes, which we hope to have out soon. We'll fix it, or will it fix everything, or everything every one of you want to ret? No, but there's some stuff in there I think you would like that should help basically step in the right direction, and I think that's good because obviously what he mentions there too, and let's not forget things at 60 and post 60 and post support of sod, there's a lot of things that the team, even though it's a small team, can work on and fix for the game overall and increase the playstyles and the longevity of like us enjoying the season of discovery while it lasts. And depending on where we go with season of discovery, whether we go into season of discovery TBC or just another version of sod or WoW or potential classic plus, however these characters migrate overall, I would really like to see results in the end, of course, like everybody else. However, I'm not going to pressure them and be like, yo, this shit has to come out now, or I'm going to cancel my sub. This game's trash. No, because that's completely ignorant. Like, at the end of the day, I'm really, happy with how the game is right now. Yeah, is Seal of Martyrdom obviously, overshadowing Divine Storm, Seal of Command? Let's be honest here. Yes. Is Hammer of the Righteousness, one-hand builds doing abnormous damage right now, and it's almost a point where people might consider one-hand Hammer of the Righteous builds over, even using a two-hand. Yes, but I do think them knowing and them acknowledging, especially with Aggrend behind the wheel, and they see it, right? That's why we're here having this video. That's a path in the right direction, and us talking about these things. Because if we don't talk about these things, if we don't be vocal about our issues and opinions, even for any class at any spec, not just Paladins, I represent all classes off across the world. I'm about to choke right here. Catch that. However, yeah, I think honestly, I'm happy overall, and I know changes will come as long as we can be direct and straightforward and not beat around the bush about things. And that's what I like about the conversations with Aggrend and what he's putting down here. So anyway, I'm trying to spend more time in Discords like I used to on my work account. I was already here on my personal account and make myself more available for actual back and forth. It's just tough to spend as much time as I'd like to. I like to remind everyone, if you immediately screenshot things out of context and run to Reddit, it makes my bosses mad, it makes it harder. Can't stop you, just is what it is. And honestly, guys, like, yeah, like this kind of shit right here, I don't approve of. Like, at the end of the day, what goes on in the Discord is going on in the Discord. Like, we're talking, we're having, communications, but, screenshots, here and there, and like just blowing up stuff out of proportion. If it's not making it easier for them, we don't want to ruin anyone's, lifestyle here or anything like that. That's not what the game's all about. Let's stick to World of Warcraft, right? We're talking about WoW here. We're not talking about anything personal. So at the end of the day, I want nothing happening, obviously, to Aggrend or anybody at WoW or Blizzard. And when it comes to a job, of course, because they're obviously, putting the effort to making this for us. Also, I say this not to try and dodge and blame. I love taking blame, but I'm actually not the decider on all class changes. I have input like most of the rest of the team does, and I spend a lot of time bringing suggestions I read here and other Discord to folks, but it's not just up to me. I'm just an idiot who tries to talk to people. I'm fine for you to direct your, blizzard at me. It's a part of what the producer does for the team, and it's understandable. I get that. At the end of the day, when you work with a squad, just like a guild, when you're having loot counts or whatever you're doing, you're talking amongst a community, a group, and you're deciding things together on what gets pushed through and what gets, accepted. And it's totally understandable. It's the only one of the only ways of really going about things. So I don't think this is like a bad thing. Obviously, he has to, discuss with many other people on what is going to be acceptable, like within a patch, or what if this is the right move. Is this going to piss off the community, or is this going to make the community really happy? I mean, these things have to be discussed behind closed doors, obviously at the headquarters. So I understand that. So I believe this is some stuff from possibly the Reddit, or I would say Discord, if anything. I think it's actually from the Discord. The Elusive One said, "Thanks for Sod. Just remember that there's more people who love it than those who complain." And I think that's true. Honestly, I think a lot of people like Sod. It's just when it comes to the hardcore super Andes, like, and let's be honest here, there are, and much love to you, because I'm a nerdy mofo as well. But there's a lot of nerdy mofos out here that make the game only about themselves, and rather than the health of the game overall. That's not what any of this video, this channel, this article, Aggrend, anyone. This is not what that's about. It's about season discovery and WoW and improving upon the aspects that we can improve on and enjoying the game for what it is. And season discovery has been the best thing that has been out of World of Warcraft for a long time. You know it, I know it. Let's not bullshit around it. Okay, it's just the truth. I know. I think of one of my wish for my team is that we had the time and resources everyone assumes we do. Perfect. Unfortunately, can easily become the enemy of good when you're moving this fast. Yeah, I mean, they are moving quick. Anyway, generally excited to finalize the first set of changes and hear what folks think. I am reading suggestions here and other discourse too, so to keep it up, despite all the dooming, sarcasm, and memes, it's still one of the best resources we have. And then we have another one from Elskabet. We just want to seal twist, make it happen, Brother Aggrend. I mean, I want it to happen too, but he can only put in his input. I hear you, brother. One thing I think is good about the Psalm change, the mana return makes twisting a lot more realistic. I think personally I was hesitant for twisting to be a thing because I'm concerned you would go super duper fast and it would cause other design problems for the spec. I think seal twisting needs to be, a relevant thing within Discovery overall of SOD. I think it was a fun element that was a part of the Paladin kit, and it should be, reintroduced within, Season Discovery, especially maybe at 60 or later on down the phase, like they mentioned. Several phases come out. Obviously, Season Discovery will probably have some post development as well after its cycle has ended within the year's time span. So overall, I'm looking to the health of what they do with Season Discovery and where we go from it. And if they add twisting, great. Who cares if they add it or not? Like, and I know a lot. And then don't take me wrong, right there from what I just said. Even if they don't add it, hear me out. Even if they don't add it within the next couple months, but then we get it at a certain point, I'll be happy with it. But as long as they add some changes to the playstyles of what we want to see as the Paladins overall, of Divine Storm, Seal of Command builds being relevant again, stuff like that, I'll be souped. But if we don't get the twisting that we expected, like TBC, then it is what it is. And who knows? It's not to say that won't come. There is a chance that can happen. So at the end of the day, I'm not against it. Don't think I'm against it. I'm all for twisting myself. If it happens, it happens, and I'll be souped. I'll be looking forward to that as a Paladin as well. We just got to give them the benefit of a doubt. There's a chance that might not happen. So let's just lay that on the table. And then we got a post from Jannar that said, "On God." Or does that say on God or oh God? Oh shit, I'm basically saying on God. I'm representing out here. Oh God, don't feed the twister hope. Here's a person against twisting, it seems like. SOD is all about crazy stuff, and sure, hope is fine. It's okay to want things. We might not do everything you want, but it's good to keep asking. And that is fine, exactly to my point of what I just said. At the end of the day, there's a chance that it might not happen. But if it does, great. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's be vocal about our opinions. Let's talk and communicate. That's the best thing we can do. Fossil said, the meme specs aren't fully online. And then Aggrend replied, "There's some truth to this, like just being real. It's really difficult to kind of even really try to balance anything when we know that A, you don't have every rune yet. B, you don't have level 60 itemization, the new itemization we are adding, and C, you don't have every talent, which is like not that big of a deal. So trying to chase our tail with balance in this level up phases have some real diminishing returns in the long haul. That being said, we know you don't care about those problems, lol. You just want to pump right now." And that's the thing. It's like there comes to a point where it's like a lot of people take these level up phases way too fucking serious. And I'm going to just be honest with you because I always give you the raw uncut. I'm not reading from a prompter. The editor doesn't have a script, all right? He's doing a good job. You're doing it right now, amigo. However, there's no scripts. It's just raw dogging me, you, and talking. And that's how it should be. A personal connection. And the thing is that these level up raids, this level up shit that we're going through, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but this is not what it's only all just about. At the end of the day, once we hit 60, the doors unlock. And then obviously, through more months of development, even after 60, maybe other doors will unlock. Maybe a lot of other classes will come online, or classes might just come all online at the right or off the bat of 60. Once we hit, like the harder raids, and obviously with the new MC20, things might change. But overall, I'm genuinely enjoying the journey of getting there, and all of us, accomplishing, the raids, completing the tasks, getting exalted with different reps, getting our professions up, leveling up alts, etc., or just grinding in general, and PvP as well. That's another thing. Of course, we can't forget the PvPers. But overall, though, I am genuinely happy about what's going on in SOD, even though it's not completely perfect. And I think once 60 does happen, those answers and those discussions for a future video, which we would go over, of course, will be there, talking about what specs are coming online and what are becoming more relevant. Obviously, for example, things like Shockedin right now. I think Shockedin has a lot of potential, and I think Shockedin will start to hopefully scale harder or scale higher is what I'm trying to say, come 60, especially with the stuff they were even showing with this level 60 Shockedin set. So there's a chance that Shockedin can be a really good DPS spec overall, or just a really good hybrid DPS tank spec, and who knows, we'll have to see. Time will tell is what I'm getting at. So let's continue with the video. And then Alex UK, or I hopefully I said that right. Just tell me ACP won't be BIS at level 60. I seriously doubt ACP will be BIS at 60, he replied. Not a fan of it either. And Aggrend, I'm going to tell you the truth here, buddy. And this is just me being raw. Throw it in the trash. That's all I got to say. Throw it in the trash. We don't want it. Amelia, we don't want it. However, that's just the truth. I hate that weapon. I hate it, Aggrend. I'm sorry. I hate it. That's the one thing I hate, buddy. I can't take it. I can't see myself with a mace that's a plunger. I need something. I want to be holding the ass springer and swinging through the battlefields. Instead, I'm plumbing down Main Street and Fifth Ave. I don't even know what's going on. I'm plumbing. I can't take this haste shit. I'm about to spit. I think I have spit coming out my mouth right now. What's going on? However, I can't take it. I have a weak aura for the haste, and then I gotta monitor the haste, and I have this beautiful thing, Solthraze, next to me. I didn't say Solthrazi or Solthraz, the Lasher, Solthraze, right? And I have it next to me, and this weapon should be the weapon that is iconic. And I really wish that in raids that there was other weapons that, even Martyr builds, obviously, Paladins are, there's that big thing going on where, like, obviously, we only just have Martyr builds to go off of. Even in PvP right now, it seems like Martyr builds are getting to the point where they're just better than Divine Storm overall. Even though DS has its advantages, when you go near a flag and you want to pop out a rogue or a stealthy like a druid, a Divine Storm will catch him out of that, which is nice. And it still does work, of course, but it seems like Seal of Martyrdom is just the best thing to use overall. But I would love to swing my epic two-hand from ZF and know that this is better than this pummeler because of this haste stuff. And it's just the way it works with Art of War and Exoproc. So I really do hope that either it gets nerfed or we just don't see it at 60. I can't take looking at that weapon. I will refuse. I will sacrifice parses and numbers to not use that weapon. That's just the truth. On some Monster Hunter shit, wearing Gucci purr while killing, the a big ass boss, and even though it's not the best stats, I look good doing it. You know what I'm saying? Some spring winter catalog. Settle down. You're getting bricked up. However, McBackup, this guy over here, unbelievable. I mean, honestly, there's a room for fast attacking Paladin that does big damn. Look at Diablo 2, Zeladin, one of the best, or one of the better builds for it. D2 was my first Blizzard game, and I had a Zeladin. But I don't want to see that slow two-hand Seal of Command playstyle be forgotten either. I have to agree with him. He's 100% right. I don't think that the two-hand slow playstyle should be forgotten. In time, will it come back? I really hope so, and I pray. And I think it deserves a place. Now, whether Divine Storm should be buffed in terms of overall damage, or how much health it returns, or hell, even both, or just increasing Seal of Command's damage, it really depends on how we're going to go about it. That's completely up to Blizzard to go over. That's up to us in the community and Discord to talk about and discuss amongst one another. But I agree. He's absolutely right. That deserves to be in the game, 100%. Especially with Parasomnia, that sword only benefits warriors right now. Paladins, it's like whatever. You could use it with Divine Storm Seal of Command. It's not terrible. But at the speed it's at, even though it has a really good chance on hit effect, it's just not as good as Martyrdom in a 1v1 situation, to be honest. Overall, now he replied here. I think ideally we want both to have a place in PvE. Sorry. It's easier said than done to get there. And one thing I did say in my reply to Jello, again, Jello is true. Once one pulls ahead, everyone jumps onto that one, and then the gap between them becomes worse because the most skilled players focus on the best one and make it further outshine the one trailing behind. Now, that's not saying we shouldn't try. So, I have to agree with him. That is true. At the end of the day, you have to try. Even if the community finds a meta, there should be a way for the team to come together and discuss how we handle this meta without pissing off the community, but at the same time improving on this meta where it feels like other metas can dive in as well, and the balance is somewhat there, even though at the end of the day, balance is a hard thing to do in a lot of video games. It's not just WoW. That happens in a lot of games where, even characters from iconic video games, whether it's fighting games or shooting games, or agents, from different games like, Siege or Valorant, etc., are just completely broken because they're just too good at specific things, and then they have to balance that out. At the end of the day, I hope for Two Hand to come back. I hope for Seal of Command to come back, and I hope for a lot of the things that Paladins wants and needs come true. But at the same time, we can't just only focus on Paladins. This has to be a focus on a lot of other classes of their wants and needs to come true as well. Overall, I would like to see, rogue tanks become a little bit more relevant. I don't think they're doing an amazing job right now. I know there's probably some rogue tanks that are going to come in and be like, oh, we got this and that. But if you look at it I don't see them hardly. I see most of them right now just want to pump and do damage. And they're probably one of the number one pumpers in the game right now besides warriors. But it would be very interesting to see more of these classes come online. Overall, come 60, come next phase, and especially post SOD and production and after this game is done. Overall of this version of WoW. But in general, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to speak too much before I start messing up and I'm spitting everywhere. I'm going to go make me a grilled cheese. Maybe a little bit, you ever cook grilled cheese with mayonnaise? I heard that's really good, actually. I actually done it before with my niece. And it tasted better than butter because butter's a little too oily. However, I might go make that, a little simple thing, and then have a little water, and then, just chill. Just chill out tonight. And then that's really about it. Oh! And before I forget, before I end the video, real quick, there is one more thing I did want to show you guys. As far as the logs go, right, it seems like, and let's go to the original, it seems like DPS Paladin creeping back up the list. We're 7th place right now. Feral Druid DPS Paladins, we're sharing the limelight together. I'd love to see the Feral Druids make the return. I think that's awesome. However, it looks like we're creeping back up there. Now, obviously, we're not, melee hunters or rogues or warriors, but it's really cool to see DPS Paladins bring our kit into the raid, and now with the increased buffs to Seal of Martyrdom, where it's like a whopping, what, 133% mana back. We were doing some tests last night in Mara alone, and it's a lot of mana return back. I think somebody even said in a raid, or some, it was just one or two paladins that they were giving back like 5k mana back to the raid or some crazy shit like that. However, that's some really crazy juicy stuff. Now those things might change. I've heard some things online about during the next patch they might adjust mana adjustment rates, of course, overall. So that Seal of Martyrdom change might not be permanent. However, it is pretty crazy right now, and I do like the fact that I am giving mana back to the raid. That also affects a lot of playstyles if Seal of Command and Divine Storm were to come back, if they never were to adjust the mana returns as they claim to say that they're going to do. Would it have a place in raid if it's not truly buffed up, you know, and if it ever does make that return? Overall, it's nice to see that we're creeping back up on the boards, and once again, I would like to see a lot of these other classes that are on the lower end to try to creep back up, come to 60, and then we can find somewhere, some way, a perfect balance. But obviously, nothing can ever be perfect. There will always be a class or something outshining another, but that's totally fine as long as a lot of these classes can be acceptable within raid, within comps, and do damage and tank perfectly and heal perfectly. You know, perfectly fine. But that's saying, like, you could, you know, be all right with bringing in this class, and you know they'll do a good job. That's the ultimate goal, right? But listen, that's about it. That's the end of the video. Lock it in, amigos. I hope you enjoyed. Editor, zoom in real quick. Good edit. I like this guy. Let's pay him $5 on Fiverr. However, much love to you, and as always, keep on keeping on, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, amigos. Y'all still here? Can I get a quick 20-piece extra honey must?